Hello, Westford. The Board of Health approved a hazardous materials storage permit for the Newport Materials this week. The Westford Dog Park Committee is narrowing its sights on potential locations. And the Ride for Live, Run for Live event brought hundreds to the 4-H fairgrounds for a day of fun and activities. I'm Ira Keltz, and it's time for WestfordCAT News. Despite objections from residents, the 5-member Board of Health unanimously approved a permit for hazardous materials storage at 540 Groton Road, where Newport Materials owner Richard DeFelice is building an asphalt plant. The plant was the focus of a bitter battle between residents, town officials, and DeFelice between 2009 and 2016, when a settlement was reached. After 7 years of public hearings, 2 planning board denials, and 2 land court appeals, DeFelice has received the necessary permitting to build his plant. These storage tanks will hold liquid asphalt. The Board of Health met on July 13th.
Are there any other discussions for these 8 items that we're discussing now? Anything else that we want to add or talk about? So now I would ask the board if any member wants to make a motion to accept the application from Newport for the hazardous material storage permit.
Well, I think based on the information that we've gotten from our licensed site professional and legal counsel, I'd like to make a motion to issue the hazardous material storage permit for 540 Groton Road, including all conditions discussed this evening.
Motion is made. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? It is unanimous.
The ongoing stockpiling of soil was also discussed at the meeting. Licensed site professional Anne-Marie Desmarais said that the soil imported to the site since DeFelice began participating in the state's soil reclamation project in November is okay.
The soil that's coming in here is not contaminated, and I think you can be assured that it's not creating a health threat. It's not affecting the environment. In order for soil to come here, it's tested twice. It's tested before it is even dug up, and it's tested in place, and there are criteria for what can be tested, how many samples have to be submitted, depends on how much soil they're going to dig up. The soil cannot originate at a gas station, a tannery, a dry cleaner, any chemical processing facility. There's a list of where it cannot come from. And so most of this soil is coming from, actually most of the soil here has come from Harvard's Alston redevelopment, all of that work they're doing. Some of it's come from Cambridge, some from a condo project in Woburn, and I've reviewed all of the data coming. So the soil is tested. It's reviewed by the company that's dug the soil up. Then it goes to another LSP who reviews it and issues the permit. So there are 2 levels of review.
But Attorney Orestes Brown, representing the Board of Health, said the composition of the soil that was imported prior to November is questionable.
Now we're talking about something new, or actually it's been a question mark. It is a question mark.
It's been a question,
it's a question mark for the board. It's a question mark for the board, and it's a question mark for the general public. What went on before November of 2016? So that I don't believe we have answers to, and I think that what our LSP is trying to tell you is that generally you don't find that out. I guess that means there could be a deposit of a reportable concentration of a hazardous waste. That would be very concerning.
Now, I know that
is that potentially the case? I guess RLSP would have to agree, we all have to agree that's potentially the case.
You can watch the entire meeting at WestfordCAT.org. Selectmen gave the Rodenbush organization a deadline of July 25th to provide answers to the following questions.
Is Rodenbush going to comply with the town's notice to vacate the building as of September 1st? Is Rodenbush committed to working cooperatively with the town, or is it going to continue the aggressive position that it has taken, including its demand for $500,000 from the town in damages? And finally, we would like to see what detailed planning that Rodenbush has taken or is undertaken to plan for its future and its viability. We have heard from you that there is a large operational financial gap in your in the operations of Rodenbush, and so we would like to have an understanding of what that gap is about. Can it be closed? And if so, how is it going to be closed, and how are you going to plan for it? Because all of this is important to us in terms of understanding where the future of Rodenbush is and what we will be planning for the use and the construction of that building.
Selectman Andrea Paraner-Sweet said the start of the $7 million renovation of 65 Main Street building will be delayed until September 15th from September 1st. The Selectmen and the Rodenbush organization will use the extra time to work out a plan for the nonprofit's evacuation of the building and its potential return. Westford's getting closer to finally having a dog park. Led by Edie Fouchion and Kate Olson, the Westford Dog Park Committee has narrowed its location choices to the Graniteville Ball Field, Farmer Way, and an area behind the Nabnasset School. Hanging in the balance is the group's application for a Stanton Foundation Dog Park grant, which requires 10% of the total funding to be provided by the town. The co-chairmen plan to seek up to $25,000 from the town's Community Preservation Committee. The remaining costs would be covered by the grant. Selectmen voted on July 11th to meet with the members of the town's Recreation Commission, which oversees the Graniteville Ball Field, the committee's first choice for a location. We'll keep you up to date on developments. Here's News Director Joyce Polino Crane with a highlight from the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting.
Thanks, Ira. After a year of public hearings, the Zoning Board of Appeals unanimously approved the construction and operation of a cellular facility for 11 Brookside Road. That's part of the Brookside Historic District. The hearing brought a number of opponents, including David Gutbrod, chairman of the Historical Commission, who said he has recent documentation that the banks of the Stony Brook may have Native American graves. Gutbrod said anything within 100 meters is considered high sensitivity by the Massachusetts Historical Commission. But attorney Francis Parisi, representing the T-Mobile applicant, said the company would be properly in compliance with the National Historic Preservation Act. Zoning board members also directed town planner Jeff Morissette to prepare a draft decision to deny the proposed cell tower at 73 Brookside Road. That was an alternative site to the first one. The votes mark the end of the public hearings. Watch the entire Zoning Board of Appeals meeting at WestfordCAT.org. Back to you, Ira.
Westford Community Gardens held its annual open house on July 19th. More than 100 families are participating in this year's growing season. Here's more.
The Westford Community Gardens held their annual open house on the evening of July 19th. WestfordCAT stopped by as members of the Agricultural Commission were getting ready to show Westford residents what the funds from the Community Preservation Commission did to improve the community garden even more so this year. Chair of the Westford Agricultural Commission, Elizabeth Almeida.
Welcome to the Westford Community Garden. This is our third season for the garden. We started with a little less than 1 acre and approximately 100 plots. And this year we've expanded to 250 plots on nearly 2 acres. This land that we're standing on, the Day Field at the bottom of Graniteville Hill, is managed by the Westford Conservation Commission. It is an agricultural piece of property, so we are taking part of that property and using it for residents to grow their own food here. The garden started as a request from the town at the strategic planning retreat in 2014, and we were able to launch the garden with the support of many residents and town departments that helped get it off the ground. And if you visit the garden, especially on the weekends, you'll see so many folks here, and you really see that it's not just a garden. There really is a tremendous sense of community here, and folks will be around chatting with their neighbors. You get to see folks from every demographic in Westford are here enjoying the garden and enjoying the fruits of their labor. Each year, the Westford Community Garden donates approximately 500 pounds of food to the Westford Food Pantry. And we host garden plots for the Girl Scouts, the Senior Center, St. Mark's Church, and other community groups. If you'd like to visit the garden, stop by at 41 Graniteville Road at the bottom of Graniteville Hill, and you can see what's growing.
I spoke with Agricultural Commission member Keith Boney, who details how the new water system has benefited the gardens this year.
Last year was the first year for the community garden, and there was no water to this piece of land. So the town provided two 1,500-gallon tanks, and the gardeners had to lug the water from those tanks to their garden plots. Also surrounding the community garden, there is some acreage that the Conservation Commission would like to have farmed, but again, with no water, farmers just were not interested. So it was decided that we would try to put a well in. We were very fortunate to get CPC funds and have all the approvals done by the town. It was an easy process, and put the thing out for bid, put the well out for bid. And we started drilling, I believe, in late March. The well itself is 300 feet deep, and we have 8-inch casing. So there's a lot of water in reserve. We hit a really nice vein of water. We can pump 50 gallons a minute, and the quality of the water is excellent.
If you'd like more information on Westford's community gardens, visit their Facebook page, Westford Community Gardens, or go to the Agricultural Commission on westfordma.gov. For WestfordCAT, I'm Patty Stalker.
The annual Ride for Live, Run for Live brought 350 bikers, runners, and walkers to the 4-H Fairgrounds on July 16th, all there to support a life-saving cause. Athletes from throughout the region were accompanied by hundreds of family members and friends who all got a free barbecue lunch. The event honors the memory of Olivia Liv Marchand, who died in 2010 in an act of domestic violence. Her mother, Jody Marchand, went on to found the Live for Live Foundation, which organizes the annual Ride and Run event. The Live for Live Foundation donates to the Lowell shelter called Alternative House, the Mahoney Foundation of Tewksbury, the Westford Coalition for Nonviolence, and the Westford Police Department in an effort to raise awareness and save lives. The foundation also distributes an annual scholarship to a Westford Academy graduating senior. And here's Joe Seppi with this week's weather.
Hello, Westford. This is Joe Seppi with the weather forecast for this weekend, week of July 24. Cooler temperatures and a break in the humidity will begin the weekend. A couple of days in the middle of next week will be cooler than normal, with highs just reaching 70 degrees. Here's what's coming up. That was the Westford weather. Have a great week, everyone.
Here's Rekha Sharma with this week's health tip.
Hi everyone, I'm Rekha Sharma, your Ayurveda practitioner, back with a new health tip for WestfordCAT News. Today I'm going to talk about spring onions or green onions. They are natural expectorant, antibacterial, and stimulates the respiratory tract. It is antifungal and helps to fight colon cancer. It prevents diarrhea and improves appetite. It also improves blood circulation and is rich in vitamin B1, thereby reduces stress and tiredness. It can be chopped fine and added to sandwiches, soups, or pancakes. It can also be added to steamed vegetables or sauteed vegetables for a delicious flavor. So add some spring onion in your diet to get the benefits. If you have any allergies, please contact your healthcare provider before consuming. I'll be back with a new health tip. Bye for now.
Lily, a 1-year-old Torti tiger mix cat, is available for adoption at the Lowell Humane Society.
Stop by the Lowell Humane Society on Broadway Street in Lowell and check out all the wonderful pets available now for adoption. I met with marketing and fundraising manager Crystal Arnott recently and met beautiful Lily, a 1-year-old tiger Torti mix.
This is Lily, and Lily is just about a year old. This is actually her second stay with us here at the shelter. The first time she came in with a litter of her kittens, and she was being very protective over the kittens. We weaned the kittens from her, and she was adopted out after the kittens were old enough to be taken away. And she went into a home with another cat, and she really let us know she does not like other animals at that point. So Lily is looking for a home where she can be the only diva around and get all of the attention. She's very outgoing, very friendly, loves to be pet. She'll just come and sit with you for hours to be pet. But she also does have her limits, so when she's done being pet, you have to watch for her body language and leave her alone, let her take a break. But she's very sweet, very outgoing cat. In her prior home, they did say that she really enjoyed being a mouser, so if you're looking for a cat to help keep the mice away from your house, she would be a good addition for you. She's very playful, she loves jingle balls, she loves to climb, but she also just likes to sit on your lap and be pet. Her markings are what we call Torbi markings, and it's when you have kind of tortoiseshell and tiger markings at the same time. So she's got kind of those apricot undertones that we see with tortoiseshell cats, but then she has these stripes and spots that you'll see with the tigers.
To learn more about Lily or any of the other pets available now for adoption, or to find out how to donate, volunteer, foster a pet, or fill their wish list, go to lowellhumanesociety.org or visit them at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell. Call 978-452-7781. For Westford Cat, I'm Patty Stalker.
And now, here's Sarah Fletcher, our Director of Marketing Outreach, with suggestions for things to do this week around Westford.
Thanks, Ira. A beginning ballroom class is offered through the Road and Bush Community Center starting on July 27th. Dancers will learn the waltz, the foxtrot, the rumba, and how to swing. The cost is $105 for non-members and $102 for members. Classes meet at Dance New England, 66 Princeton Street in North Chelmsford. For more information, visit dancenewengland.com. Adult co-ed soccer pickup games are taking place every Tuesday and Friday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Millworks, 22 Town Farm Road. Ages 18 and older are welcome. The sessions run through August 29th. The drop-in fee is $10 per player. Visit millworkswestford.com for more information. Children are invited to take a trip to far-off lands with Captain Robbie Bones, a magician and storyteller, coming to the J.V. Fletcher Library on July 26th at 1:30 p.m. The program is for ages 5 and up. Tickets are $2 each, and they are available by calling 978-692-5555 or by purchasing in person. Back to you, Ira.
And that's a wrap for this week, Westford. We close with photos from the Ride for Live, Run for Live event held on July 16th.